Alrighty then. Hello there. It's Miles the DJ backstage at Live 105's Outside Lands Outpost. Man, I am very excited to be with you right now. Ezra from Vampire Weekend. How are you, sir?
Good.
Thanks for the
What's up?
time. Thanks for the time.
No problem.
I mean, you guys have kind of turned into one of the biggest bands on the planet, so this is kind of a treat for us.
Oh, I don't know that.
What do you mean?
I mean, we're just doing our thing. You know, we've been on tour for like 2 months, so
Okay.
you, in some weird way, you kind of you slip into your own world.
Well, it's amazing just for me because I remember when, the first record came out, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, and now all of a sudden the third one, Modern Vampires of the City, my favorite of the three. I think it's fantastic, and
nice.
it was a #1 album when it came out, and just
Yeah.
seeing that on the Billboard chart and seeing Vampire Weekend up there, man, I just thought that was really cool.
Well, it feels good that, yeah, I guess when you get to your third album, to even like what you said, just to know that this album is people's favorites, that we're still making music that people care about.
Yeah.
It's a good feeling.
Yeah, what was the mentality going into this record? I've been listening to it a lot, and it seemed like it was going to be a little, I don't know, difficult for you to perform live. I mean, I have no idea. I'm not
Yeah.
in the band or anything, but when I saw you do SNL, and
Yeah.
how are you going to do Diane Young live? How are you going to pull that off? And you totally do it. So what was it like going into the recording
yeah, we just
process?
have to do the effects live. When we go into the recording process, we literally don't worry at all about how we're going to play stuff live.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's surprising which ones are easy and which ones are hard, but really we just focus on making the best album possible. And sometimes that leads to frustration later on when you're trying to work on it, but
You're getting to this level, like every album, you're getting a little bit bigger and bigger as a band. Have you gotten to a point where you're getting calls from people who want to collaborate with you? Like, has Jay-Z hit you up yet? Like, is there anything like that going on?
Jay-Z has not hit us up in any kind of straightforward way.
He should.
But I do have, I know that he knows who we are.
Oh, that's cool.
And that might not have been true 5 years ago, so that's a step in the right direction.
How do you know he knows who you are?
Know people who work with him.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Industry shit.
Industry
Boring.
Yeah, some business stuff. And by the business, of course, we mean the industry.
Yeah.
That's how we do it. So how long are you going to be on the road for?
Well, we've been on the road for about 2 months right now, and we got a few weeks off, but basically we'll be on tour all year. We're even I was about to talk about a show that I don't think we announced yet. We'll be on tour for the rest of the year, basically.
I think I know about a show that you might be talking about, and I'm very excited about that show that we can't talk about yet. That's going to be really good. What's the best song that you've been playing live, do you think? Like, what's been the best reaction from the new stuff?
Well, this album definitely has its quiet moments. And our band, we've always made a lot of different types of songs, but some people maybe, first heard of us through our kind of like faster guitar type songs. So sometimes you wonder, like, oh, are those people, what are they going to think when we make kind of like a really minimalist, kind of quiet, vibey song? So like we have this song called Henna Hunt that we've been playing live, and it does have its big moments, but it starts out like very quiet. So it's been cool to see, like, we start playing that song and people like start going crazy for it, and that's nice to know that we can still do something like that live.
Vampire Weekend, you guys are one of my favorite bands. I can talk to you all day. I know you have a schedule and you got to get going, but I want to leave with this. There's a song on the new album called Step, where you kind of reference some Bay Area cities.
Yeah, that's right.
Where did that come from?
Well, that song is like a somewhat complicated origin story, but basically I've always been a huge fan of Souls of Mischief, Bay Area legends, and they had this song called Step to My Girl that I always had like some weird, very lo-fi MP3 of, because and I found out more later, they recorded this song before 93 Till Infinity came out, which is like their early breakthrough album. But this was always kind of like a fan favorite, but it hadn't been officially released. So I was always like that song, and I found myself listening to it. And there's this line in it: every time I see you in the world, you always step to my girl. And kind of, it's very slowly, just like using that as inspiration, started writing this other song. So I guess because I was thinking about their song, and it was the inspiration. Also, it's very interesting to find out how all the songs, their songs sampled. Of course, we needed to find that out to clear everything too, because even that line came from this other rapper YZ. But anyway, so it was making me think about, all these different layers of like where music comes from and how it comes in and out of your life at different moments. So it kind of naturally became the type of song where that references itself a little bit. So I was specifically thinking about Souls of Mischief when I was writing those lines about, you know, Oakland and Alameda and stuff.
It was a nice surprise. I mean, you being a New York band and having New York on the album cover and hearing some East Bay cities and stuff.
We've always loved this part of the country. I mean, even from like the first album, the Bay Area has always been kind of like a notable spot for Vampire Weekend, just in terms of fans and how the shows go. And
I remember when you guys opened for Shout Out Louds at the Rickshaw.
Yeah,
that like in 2008
very early.
Or 2009 or something, and just seeing what's happened with you, having a #1 album and touring and playing huge shows now. I mean, I'm really happy for you guys, and I appreciate the time that you took with us.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man.
Thanks, Ezra.